Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today we'll learn about population dynamics. Before we start, we must know the meaning of both the terms, that is population and dynamics. Okay, population, all the people who live in a particular area is referred to as the population of that area. Okay, and the pattern or process of change or growth is known as dynamics. So what are we going to learn? We are going to learn how population change over time. Okay, so let's start. The total population of the world was 7 billion in 2011. According to the census of India 2011, the total population of India was 1.21 billion. Now before we move ahead, you must know what is census. Census is the total process of collecting, compiling and publishing demographic, economic and social data concerning to all persons in a country or territory at any specific point in time. So in simple words, we can say census is a survey that records the population of an area as well as certain information about that population such as age, sex or income. The census 2011 is the last census conducted in India. Now let's see the distribution of population. The number of persons living in a particular area or state is called distribution of population. Okay, the distribution of population of a state can be expressed in two ways, either by giving absolute numbers or in percentage to the total population of the country. One more thing we must know is population is not evenly distributed anywhere in the world. Okay, why? Because people mostly live in those areas which are accessible, which are productive and rich in natural resources. Also, the number of persons living on 1 square kilometer area is called density of population. Hope this much is clear to you. The density of population varies from one area to another. Some areas have more than 1000 persons living on 1 square kilometer of land, whereas many areas are uninhabited. Uninhabited means where no one lives. So according to the distribution of population, we can roughly divide the world into 3 regions. What are those 3 regions? Let's see. First one is thickly populated areas. Second is moderately populated area. And third is sparsely populated areas. So one by one we will learn about them. We will know about them. What are they? Okay. First one is thickly populated areas. Thickly populated means densely populated. That means where the population is very high. So the fertile river valleys and the industrial regions are densely populated, as the warm climate and the fertile soil favor the cultivation of crops almost throughout the year. So definitely people would like to live in such places. Like Eastern and Southern Asia are densely populated. Why? Because intensive cultivation is practiced here. What is intensive cultivation? In intensive cultivation, a lot of money and labor are required to increase the production. So in Eastern and Southern Asia, more people, or there is more population as compared to other regions. In Western Europe and East Central North America, the main resources or the main reasons for high distribution of population are mineral resources, development of industries and climate suitable for human habitation. Okay, because it is having a suitable climate for people to live, that is why people are attracted to these regions and they go and settle there. Now we will come to moderately populated areas. Moderately means medium. So we can say the moderately populated areas are mostly found between the densely and the sparsely populated areas. Okay, the moderately populated areas do not form a continuous belt like central USA, tropical West Africa, southern parts of Russia, Eastern Europe, Deccan Plateau of India, central China and parts of South America are moderately populated. Okay, in these regions what happens? People have migrated from other areas due to favorable natural and economic factors. So these are attracting people to leave their place or their areas and come and settle in these places because of the favorable natural and economic factors present here. Most of these areas have developed new industries, facilities for irrigation and mining. Thus, people have migrated and settled in these areas. Okay. Sparsely populated areas. Sparsely populated areas are the areas where the physical environment is not favorable for human habitation. Human habitation means it is not suitable for living, like the hot deserts, the cold deserts, and the high mountainous areas. Now, what are cold deserts? Cold deserts are barren land found in the temperate region, polar areas, and in the high altitude of mountains, which is characterized by extreme cold climate. Okay. Now, tundra region in the north, the thickly forested areas of the Amazon and the Congo basins, as well as the Sahara Desert, have sparse population. That means very little population or thinly populated. Now, let's see the factors affecting the distribution of population. We have already seen that population is unevenly distributed. There are certain factors which are responsible for the uneven distribution of population in the world. They are factors like relief, climate, natural vegetation, soil, availability of water, mineral deposits, industries, transportation, urbanization, and migration. So we'll learn about them one by one. Let's start with relief. The plains support more population than the mountains. Why? Because the steep mountain slopes restrict the availability of agricultural land and the growth of industries, transportation, and settlement also. That is why the plains are more populated than the mountains. Okay. For example, we can say the Ganga Brahmaputra plains of India are densely populated or is thickly populated than the Himalayas. The next is climate. The concentration of population in any area depends upon the temperature and rainfall. Extreme climate discourages concentration, while moderate climate favors human settlement. That is why climate is one of the factors affecting the distribution of population. The next is natural vegetation. Dense means thick and inaccessible means very difficult or impossible to reach. So dense and inaccessible forests grow in hot and humid areas and discourages human habitation. So definitely areas which are difficult to reach, which are inaccessible, where people cannot reach easily, definitely people will not like to go and settle there. Okay, so dense and inaccessible forest discourages human habitation. The next factor is soil. The fertile alluvial and black soils are suitable for agriculture as compared to the desert, mountain and laterite soils. So definitely alluvial and black soils can support more population. As you must have studied in history also, that the development of ancient civilizations in the river valleys was due to the fertile soil. So this is how soil affects the distribution of population. The next factor is availability of water. Rivers are an important source of fresh water. We know that rivers are an important source of fresh water. They supply water for domestic uses, agriculture, industries, and transport. Thus, people tend to settle in the river valleys. The next factor is mineral deposits. The areas rich in mineral deposits attract people. This results in higher density of population in the mining areas. So definitely the areas which are rich in mineral deposits will attract people and people would like to go and settle there. Okay. The next factor is industries. The development of industries in any region provides employment opportunities. Thus people migrate from far off places and settle in such places. The next factor is transportation. Transportation means movement of people or goods from one place to another. So definitely the economic activities will flourish in areas that are having proper network of transportation. So most of the cities that are located either in the plains or along the coast provide proper network of transportation, and thus such places are thickly populated. The next factor that affects the distribution of population is urbanization. The urban areas provide better living conditions than the villages. Thus, people migrate to cities in search of work, and this whole process is known as urbanization. Now, the last topic that affects the distribution of population is migration. Sometimes what happens that the government policies cause migration of people from one region to another. Okay, like under the British rule, the Indians were sent as indentured laborers. Indentured means laborers who are bound by a signed or forced contract to work without pay for the owner of the contract for a period of time. Okay, so under the British rule, what happened? The Indians were sent as indentured laborers to Malaya, Fiji, and Mauritius to work on plantations. Also, the blacks from Africa were brought to work on farms in America. And this is how migration, that is the movement of people from one place to another, affected the distribution of population. So this was all about distribution of population and the different factors that affect the distribution of population. We'll study about overpopulation, underpopulation, their impacts and composition of population in another video. So till then, stay tuned, and if you learned anything from this video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Thanks for watching.